Who is Maelle in Clair Obscur Expedition 33? Maelle is Alicia, the youngest member of the Descendre family, given a new identity once she entered the canvas, and with this new identity came the loss of her memories of her life in the outside world. Her story is possibly the most tragic and empathetic of the Descendre family, as Alicia follows in her mother's footsteps regarding wanting an escape from her own reality. But for a different reason aside from grief. She longs to rid herself of her loneliness, of feeling out of place, of not belonging and being an outcast whom has no control over her life, while Maelle is truly left on her own as her family perished to the Gommage, as she helped other orphans adjust when losing their own families. She never felt that Lumiere is where her home really was. Both versions of herself feel alone, regardless of those around them, or being where they've always felt familiar around, as they long for more, long for a greater purpose. This can help to explain why Alicia was used by the writers. Similar to how Clea enjoyed sculpting, and Verso enjoyed music, Alicia was drawn to reading over painting, and in speculation, when the writers learned of her interest, they deceived her with books and used her to start the fire in the Descendre family manor that killed Verso. Alicia was also dismissed by her family in numerous ways, from having her only painting being allowed on the wall be that of the smallest compared to the rest of the family, her wanting to help Clea and being belittled and made to feel unwanted, and in Verso's ending, eventually being left by herself at his grave. As a few examples, the game gives the perception that she is to embark on the traditional hero's journey, meaning to set off from home, go to a new and different place to test themselves and accomplish a goal, go through a transformation, and return home a changed person. Where Alicia's hero's journey is supposed to start is when she first enters Verso's canvas and becomes Maelle, now in a new place outside of her original reality. This is then where Maelle's hero's journey is supposed to start, leaving Lumiere to head towards the continent in search of the paintress. This hero's journey becomes a 2-for-1, but in the end, only one will have the chance to fully see it through, depending on the ending that the player chooses. Alicia could return back to her reality a changed person, a true coming-of-age ending to move forward positively, coming to terms with why Verso's canvas needed to be destroyed, and knowing that she does belong. However, Maelle also can remain in the canvas to never finish her journey, now feeling that she belongs and is important to the inhabitants of the canvas. And while she would be Verso's canvas's savior, she's now filling into her mother's place and making everyone around her live their lives as she sees fit, becoming more selfish and never truly growing positively or caring for anyone else's desires, aside from her own. Especially Verso's. The difference in the two comes down to the importance of either Maelle's wants or Alicia's needs. The depth of her character's range is the greatest of all the Descendre family members, and while she really loves and cares for her family, it's in her choices within the final act of the game that determines whom, between Maelle and Alicia, gets the ending that they need to start to feel happy again.